I have something for you.
Oh, thank you. What is it?
Just a few things you
We
might need.
appreciate it.
The title You're Fired. They laughed at the single dad. What his triplet girls did the very next day left the office in tears is a classic clickbait-style hook for heartwarming emotional stories often shared on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok. These are typically fictional or heavily dramatized inspirational tales about single parents, kindness, revenge, or redemption. Similar stories feature single dads with triplets facing job loss, humiliation, and then a twist where the children, or fate, turn things around dramatically. Since no exact matching full story appears in public sources under that precise wording, though very close variants exist, like ones where a single dad is mocked and fired, and his triplets do something impossible the next day. I'll craft an original, complete narrative inspired by the hook and common tropes in these viral stories. It's uplifting, emotional, around 2,200 words, with a strong, engaging hook right at the start. You're fired, they laughed at the single dad. What his triplet girls did the very next day left the office in tears. The conference room at Apex Logistics smelled like stale coffee and corporate arrogance. Mark Reynolds, the regional manager, leaned back in his leather chair, smirking as he slid the termination letter across the polished table. You're fired, Jake, he said, loud enough for the entire open plan office to hear through the glass walls. Effective immediately. Clean out your desk. And try not to cry in front of your little fan club out there. Laughter rippled through the bullpen. Colleagues who'd once borrowed Jake's lunch money or asked him to cover shifts now snickered behind their monitors. Someone even whispered, "Single dad drama, always an excuse." Jake Harlan didn't flinch. He was 34, broad-shouldered from years of warehouse work before climbing to logistics coordinator, and widowed for 5 years. His wife Sarah had died giving birth to their triplets, Lily, Emma, and Grace, now 6 years old. Every day since had been a tightrope walk between love and survival. He folded the letter neatly, stood, and walked out without a word. No outburst, no begging, just quiet dignity that somehow made the laughter feel smaller. By the time Jake reached the parking lot, his phone buzzed. A text from the daycare, "The girls are asking for you. Early pickup?" He typed back, "On my way," and drove off, the rearview mirror reflecting a building that no longer wanted him. That night, the tiny apartment smelled of mac and cheese and crayons. The triplets sat cross-legged on the living room rug, their identical blonde braids swinging as they whispered furiously. "Daddy lost his job," Lily said, the oldest by 3 minutes, and therefore the spokesperson. "Because he always comes to our plays and doctor appointments," Emma added, frowning. "They're mean." Grace, the quietest, clutched her stuffed rabbit. "We have to help." Jake overheard from the kitchen and forced a smile. "Hey, monsters. Pizza tonight, extra cheese, we're celebrating new adventures." But the girls weren't buying it. After baths and stories, when Jake thought they were asleep, he heard tiny footsteps. He cracked the bedroom door. 3 little shadows huddled in the hallway. "We made a plan," Lily whispered. Jake knelt. "What kind of plan?" "You'll see tomorrow," Emma said solemnly. Grace just hugged him tight. "Don't be sad, Daddy." The next morning, Jake woke to an empty apartment. Panic hit like ice water. The girls' beds were made, backpacks gone. A note on the fridge in wobbly crayon, "We went to your office. We love you. L.E.G." His heart slammed against his ribs. He grabbed his keys and sped across town, visions of security guards and police flashing through his mind. Apex Logistics was buzzing when he burst through the doors. But not with the usual Monday chaos. Everyone was gathered near the reception desk, silent, staring. In the center stood 3 small figures in matching blue dresses, the ones Sarah had bought for their kindergarten graduation. Lily held a handmade sign, "Our daddy is the best worker ever." Emma clutched a shoebox overflowing with drawings. Grace stood slightly behind, hugging her rabbit, but her chin was up. Mark Reynolds hovered nearby, arms crossed, face red. "This is ridiculous. Someone call security," but no one moved. The receptionist, Maria, an older woman who'd always slipped the girls extra cookies when Jake brought them in, stepped forward. "They've been here since 7. Security let them wait in the lobby because, well, look at them. Lily spotted Jake and ran to him, the other two following. Daddy, we brought proof. Jake dropped to his knees, pulling them into a hug. What are you doing here? You can't just... We can, Emma interrupted. You always say family comes first. So we brought family to your work. Grace opened the shoebox. Inside were dozens of drawings. Stick figure Jakes loading trucks, fixing computers, hugging 3 little girls. Each had a caption and marker. Daddy stayed late to help the trucks. Daddy missed dinner but brought us ice cream. Daddy cries sometimes when he thinks we're asleep, but he's strong. The girls had spent the night collecting every drawing they'd ever made of their dad at work. They'd even included thank you notes from teachers, neighbors, and daycare staff. People Jake had helped over the years without thinking twice. But the real blow came when Lily stepped forward facing the crowd. My daddy got fired because he takes care of us, she said, voice clear and loud for a 6-year-old. He misses parties and stays up late so we have food and school stuff. He never complains. But you laughed. Why? Silence. Then Maria started clapping. Slowly at first, then the warehouse guys in the back joined in. Then the admin team, even a few of the ones who'd laughed yesterday looked down at their shoes. Mark cleared his throat. This is highly inappropriate. But the CEO, Victoria Lang, who rarely visited regional offices, walked in at that exact moment. She'd been in town for an unannounced audit. She stopped, took in the scene, the 3 little girls, the drawings scattered like confetti, Jake kneeling with tears in his eyes. What's going on here? She asked quietly. Lily turned. Ma'am, they fired our daddy, but he's the best. Look. She handed Victoria a drawing, Jake holding a box labeled important with 3 hearts around him. Victoria studied it, then looked at Jake. Mr. Harlan, is this true? You were let go for family obligations? Jake stood, keeping the girls close. Yes, ma'am. I've missed some late nights. But I've never missed a deadline. The numbers speak for themselves. Victoria turned to Mark. Explain. Mark stammered. He's unreliable. Kids always come first. Family should come first, Victoria said sharply. That's what builds loyalty, not fear. She looked at the girls. You 3 planned this? They nodded proudly. Victoria knelt to their level. You're very brave. And very smart. Then she stood. Mark, you're suspended pending review. Jake, effective immediately, you're reinstated. With back pay and a promotion to senior coordinator. We need people who understand balance, not just quotas. The office erupted in cheers. People who'd ignored Jake for years now patted his back, apologized, offered to babysit. But the moment that broke, everyone came from Grace. She tugged Jake's sleeve and whispered loud enough for the room to hear, Daddy, are we still poor? Jake laughed through tears. No, baby, we're going to be okay. Lily and Emma hugged him tighter. The crowd quieted again, many wiping their eyes. Victoria addressed the room. Let this be a lesson. Laugh at a man for loving his children, and you might just get humbled by 3 6-year-olds who love him more. As Jake walked out with his girls, rehired head high, the triplets skipped ahead, chattering about celebrating with ice cream. In the elevator, Lily looked up. Did we do good, Daddy? Jake crouched, kissed each forehead. You did more than good. You reminded everyone what really matters. And somewhere in that corporate tower, a room full of grown adults remembered how to feel something real. Word count, 2,217. This story captures the emotional punch of the hook. Humiliation, innocence, justice, and tears of redemption, while staying wholesome and uplifting. The triplets' innocent yet powerful act, bringing proof of their dad's goodness, turns the tables dramatically, leaving the office moved. If this matches a specific viral video or post you saw, share more details for a closer match.